Steve McQueen, I love his work. I just love Steve McQueen's work, and I love the part. I thought the part was a challenge for me, and the script. So usually the reasons why I do a lot of the stuff I do, the director, the script, and the part. Yeah. So it was a pretty all-round yes. I don't try and figure out, like, find one reason. I try and find, like, if it makes sense as a whole, and if I'd watch it and I'd watch this film. Like, if I heard about it, I was like, what? A heist film with Viola Davis as the lead? I'm watching it. So it's just like that. Like, I just want to be in stuff that I'd watch. Steve attracts kind of really cool people that are really doing things for a good reason, just to tell a story. I mean, tell something about Chicago, tell something about America, tell something about the world in this time. And so everyone I've worked with has been, they have their quirks, but it's like really fun quirks, and their hearts and they're all in a good place. I mean, the biggest challenge is always the accent for me, do you know what I'm saying? Because I'm playing quite a working class Chicago, African American, very, like, do you know what I mean? So it's to keep in that accent all the time, because, you know, I grew up on characters like this, and I don't sound like that. Steve is being uncompromising and going for the belly, man, going straight to the source of the comment and not really pulling back. I think it's really exciting. And that, in terms of the race relations, all the socio-economical and everything is in how America's relationship with white and black people and that story. So it's that thing where, like, oh, this is actually saying something that not a lot of people say. And I think that's a really important thing as well. So I go, okay, that's really important. All right, I'd want to watch that. But it just felt like, but it wasn't heavy-handed with the issues it was talking about. And it was this central character, Veronica, and you're following her and her heartbreak. But it's done in a really flipping cool way. And I find that really exciting when you marry genre with true character, you know? And so he just sees things like in a really logical way, but artistically, and some of the shots he set up, so I was like, I would never get there. Like, you think, imagine, that's a take on, that's an interpretation of that scene. And he spots things. He knows how to make it make it deeper and more complicated. And it's really exciting thing to be a part of.
Women kicking ass. You know, I was like, oh, okay, there's gonna be this movie about these women who go and get what's theirs and take it back. And also Steve McQueen. I mean, Steve his mind as an artist and as a human being is unlike anything I've ever seen. And once you saw the lineup from Viola to Michelle to Elizabeth to Colin to Liam, it was like a no-brainer. You know what I mean? I was like, I'm gonna be sitting in a master class. The writing is unbelievable. It's very rare that you get something like this, to see a movie about these women who have built their lives around these relationships and this trust, and then all of a sudden what they thought they knew is not what's real. And they're gonna go back and find a way to make everything right for themselves. I think that's very important in this time. Jamal, on the surface, could seem to be, you know, a bit villainy, a bit cold, a bit sharp, but actually there is a real true humanity to him, which we lack from politicians as of late. So, you know, I feel like Jamal has seen that. He's from Chicago, he's from the 18th Ward, he knows what it's like. And I think what's so great about being able to play him is that I really wanted to get to his honesty, to his real want and need to bring back the ward he knew. That's the best thing about Jamal, is that, you know, he and his brother, they're from these streets, they're from this area. They really do care about the people there. Now, you know, as politics go, you kind of got to do what you got to do to get where you want to get. And I think Jamal and his brother have recognized that. I think Jamal and Jatemme know how this game is played, and if not, they're going to figure out exactly how to do it, by their own means and by any means necessary. Colin's a beast, which we all know. Colin is incredible. He really brought something in the room when it came between Jamal and Jack, because I was always laughing. I was like, you know, two men, two different races, same initials, going for the same same status, but at the same time, it's like we refuse to see the similarities between each other because, you know, it's this kind of power. It's about power in the end. And Colin is a master, I think, of just really finding the subtleties of how to just like pull these little things out of you, like to pull your truth out of you before you're even ready to reveal it. I think that was one thing that fed me the most playing Jamal, is that, you know, this is where I was born and raised. You know, this is my town too, and I want to see nothing but the best for it. So, you know, I'm glad that those elements are in there, thanks to Steve. You know, thanks to Steve and Jamal. I think it's so brilliant that they really went into these towns, and we really went to visit the aldermen. We really went to all these wards. We talked to the people. We wanted to really engage fully into this city, because you can't play it cheap. You know, you have to really be in it to understand it. And it's been the most welcoming place I've ever been to, and it's definitely another character of the movie. Viola and Elizabeth and Cynthia and Michelle, I mean, these women are unbelievable. They're unbelievable powerhouses, and it's so good to watch a movie be created around that kind of sisterhood, around that kind of female empowerment. These women and this cast, it's badass. I mean, we got Liam Neeson in here, man. I mean, if you can't have a heist movie without Liam Neeson. So it's like, I think I think that it will speak for itself. I think it will definitely reach out and touch everybody. I must have called him a revelation 18 times today, because this man is just really a true artist. Like, he really is a true artist. There's so many sides of Steve McQueen that we don't know, and he makes you want to like be your very best. He makes you want to fall on your face and try something new. He gets inspired by you, and you get inspired by him, and you just can't help but go, you know, let's just go for it. Let's just make something beautiful, you know, and that's rare. That's very rare. And he has a true gift, and I'm so glad to have been a part of that with him, because he goes on the journey with you. There's no half-stepping with Steve McQueen, you know what I mean? I have a feeling that in this movie, you know, you go to those movies that you either have the movies you're on the edge of your seat and you don't breathe, or you have the movies where you're like bored and fall asleep, or you have the movies where, you know, you're like really engulfed. I think that this movie is going to be the one where people are like, oh man, wait, what? Like, I think it's going to be one of those that people are never going to see anything that's coming. Like, I know for a fact that it's going to bring out the awe factor in people. Like, I think it's gonna bring some shock and awe.
Hi there, I hope you liked the video. Now, I have to be quick on this one, as I'm trying to set a record. Did you know the shortest performance to win an Oscar for Best Supporting Actor was Anthony Quinn's 8-minute tour de force as Gauguin in the 1956 movie Lust for Life? Meanwhile, the shortest performance to win an Oscar for Best Supporting Actress was Beatrice Strait's 5 minutes and 40 seconds performance in the 1976 film Network. Yes! Well, looks like a bit both of them. So if anyone from the Academy is watching, you know where to find me. Oh, by the way, my name is Valeria. Now, remember, we publish new videos every day, so be sure to subscribe for more great content. See ya!